Hello! How we doing, Glasgow? Friday night, it's fucking payday. Here we go. It's good to be here in the Scottish Exhibition and Conference Centre. Here we are. The SECC, or as it's known locally, that fucking SECC. £3 for a hot dog in that fucking SECC. See the queue at the bar in that fucking SECC. I love in these big venues, you know, when people come in and they see their mates and they're on the phone, they're going, where are you? We're in D. We're in D. What are you in? I'm in K. D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. Stand up, what are you wearing? Oh, yellow t-shirt. Oh, I can see you. I can see you. It's nice to be here. I seen Lady Gaga perform in here. I seen Lady Gaga in here. It's easy to slag Lady Gaga, but the guy puts on a good show. I've seen him up here singing about his poker face. No, he's a talented bloke. Did you see the entrance? Did you see the intro? Tony Soprano, eh? I don't even drive, man. See how smooth that was? I don't even drive. It kind of ruined Tony Soprano's image if he just whipped out a provisional driving licence. You believe this fucking cocksucker? So, how did we enjoy the SECC? First time here, first time in the good SECC. Nobody talks about the show after the SEC. They just talk about the prices, don't they? Guess how much? Guess how much we paid for free drinks? Have a guess? Guess how much? For free drinks. The key is to aim high and kill the conversation stone down. Free how much? 50 quid? Oh, much of that. No. We thought it was quite expensive, but it sounds as if we got a bargain. Yeah. I don't really know the big debate between religion and science. You know, atheism's becoming quite cool in 2010. The big debate between religion and science. I would always take religion purely on a basic level. Remember at school, you know, science was quite difficult. Right? You had to read stuff and remember stuff, right? Whereas religious was a skive. Just some guilt-ridden middle-aged women reading passages from the Bible in a class full of hyperactive adolescents that's pissing themselves laughing at something that's been drawn on the blackboard. Right, that was a skive. I'd like to believe in something. You know, you don't just live and then die and then that's it, finished. I'd like to believe there's something bigger than this. No, I mean, it's hard. You know, you think, where's the evidence? If there's a God, why is there so much evil in the world? Why is there famine, corruption, greed, stuff like that? And then you think maybe you need to make up your own theories, right? I've combined a bit of religion and a bit of atheism and came to my own conclusions. Maybe God created the world, but then he fucked off. He's God. He's going to have more than one property, isn't he? Maybe we've got the place to ourselves. We've got an empty. This is the world. And like all good empties, it's got a bit out of hand. That's why you've got terrorism, corruption, greed. Maybe God will come back one day and go look at the fucking state of this place. Everybody get out. With world leaders and corrupt bankers, people shuffling at the door going, sorry, we never thought you were coming back, mate. Sorry about the move. The Pope sitting there, the Pope knows he's getting grounded. I'll speak to you in a minute, Pope. That's where I stay when I come to London, south east London, kind of Dulwich sort of area. There's a lot of knife crime, a lot of crime. I don't really know the solutions to that particular problem, but I think a start would be to maybe close the shops that sell the weapons in the first place. Now you get these high street shops that sell crossbows to guys in shell suits. Not these places. Shops that sell thousands of baseball bats every year, but have never sold any baseballs. Well, the Peckham Rye Red Sox have not had a game in a while. I was in one of these places, done a bit of research, and the only security measure, if you want to buy a violent weapon, is you need to fill in a form leaving your name and address, so if anything happens, you can be traced for questioning. Now, that's the theory. But what self-respecting nutcase buying a weapon would leave their real name and address? Well, I picture some police investigation team going through the book and saying, excuse me, shop owner, says here, you sold a samurai sword to Bert and Ernie from 24 Sesame Street. And some new guy cop, he'd get sent on a wild goose chase somewhere. Sesame Street not showing up on the sat-nav. Putting down the window for directions. Going, excuse me, mate, excuse me. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame? That's a wind-up, isn't it? So I started shopping in proper shithole clothes shop. You don't get judged in a proper shithole clothes shop. I was in a place called Dunn's Stores. It's the hot new up-and-coming shithole clothes shop on the scene. Somewhere between Primark and shoplifting. Now I've got a theory about clothes shop. I find in a clothes shop, the cheaper the clothes, the more aggressive the customer. Right? Anybody ever done that thing? You've been in a shop and you confuse another shopper for being a member of the staff. Right? And you go to ask them a question and they go, oh, I don't actually work here. And you go, oh, I thought you worked here. And you both share a chuckle and move on. It's finished. However, in Dunnes Stores, it's no laughing matter. The cheaper the clothes, the more aggressive the customer, right? Tensions run through the roof in these kind of places. I was in this dump when a guy said to me, he said, excuse me, buddy. How much? How much are these? And I said, I don't actually work here, buddy. And he said, that's not what I fucking asked you. Duns. That was my first ever job, part-time job. I used to work in TK Maxx. Thank you, TK Maxx. I was in charge of the changing rooms. That was my job. I was the guy that would count your items and then give you a number. So if you were trying on 3 items, I gave you a number 3. And if you were trying on 4 items, I gave you a number 4. But we only had numbers 1 to 6. And this one time, a woman was trying on 7 items. And everybody was fucking freaking out. I said, calm ourselves, yeah, let's just calm ourselves. Give me the 6. Give me the 1. Problem solved. Unemployment, that was my first ever job. I remember being unemployed as well. I used to study psychology for 3 weeks. That was my thing. Psychology, 3 weeks studying psychology. Get a bit freaked out. Sigmund Freud, he was a sex pest. He had a theory that young guys have sexual feelings towards their own mothers. I remember reading this and thinking the guy's obviously never seen my mother. a lovely woman, but you wouldn't ride her into battle.